Hello, team. Hello, Andrei.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you for joining us all today. You have exclusive opportunity to ask questions to our speakers today. Also, all the headliners are ahead, and you can. This is a great opportunity to invite anyone who are interested to talk. And our next speaker is Andrei. I see that Andrei have experience, impressive experience of 17 years in business owner, lead software engineer, chief software engineer, the next level chief software engineer. Hello, Andrei.
Hello again. Yeah, it's me, but a little bit outdated information. I didn't update my profile for 4 years. I guess I have more than 20 years of experience in software development. And I've been working in the PAM system for more than 13 years.
This sounds impressive. About your talk today, you mentioned an agenda that will be TDD with the ChatGPT. What is the backstage? Why did you decide to share with us today this topic?
So it's a good question. In some community, I'm binded with the TDD topic, and every time when I have a chance to talk about TDD, I do that. To be honest, I have training related to TDD with a big workshop and hands-on experience. I probably first time when I tried TDD, it was more than 10 years ago, and I like it, and that's why I'm going to talk how it transforms with AI and ChatGPT, and that's why I have this topic and present it today.
Sounds very interested, and the stage is yours.
Okay. Hello, everybody again, and today we are going to talk about TDD and TDD with ChatGPT and probably with other AI tool. First part of my presentation will be about TDD, and after that we will have something like workshop. With ChatGPT, we will try to implement task in TDD style with ChatGPT online. So let's start, and I will talk about myself. I've been working in IT for more than 20 years. I have open source projects. Probably you know my most popular project. It's GSCPD, copy-paste detector for programming source code. I have really wide spheres of interests. I like JavaScript, Python, I like AI, databases, search engines, so I like math. Let's go to the next slide. I'm going to share information about community where I am a leader of the community. It's Math.random community. We talk weekly. We have weekly talks regarding JavaScript technologies, regarding interesting topic from the JavaScript world. and we have Telegram channel and YouTube channel. Feel free to follow us and discuss every week about interesting things from the JavaScript world. Next community, what I'm going to highlight, it's Codeberry Club community. We have probably monthly streams, and we talk not only about JavaScript, but we have really advanced engineering topics in the community, and we have really cool speakers who deep dive in really technical and interesting stuff. Feel free to follow us as well, and welcome to our streams. Probably last thing what I'm going to advertise today, it's a book, one of my favorite books from IT Vault. It's Test-Driven Development by Example from Kent Beck. Kent Beck is the author of Test-Driven Development, and probably most part of the information related to the technology I got from the book. And if you're going to improve your TDD skills, feel free to find it and read it. So let's move to the topic, and I'm going to start with testing pyramid. Today we are going to talk about bottom level, about unit tests, classical test-driven approach based on unit tests and bottom level of the pyramid. And with AI, we will try to do that level. But anyway, we have different other variants of TDD, acceptance test-driven development or behavior-driven development, and you can use some practice from the presentation for that levels as well. But today, out of scope. Let's talk. Let's remind what TDD is, and when we start talking about TDD, everyone knows that it's test first. So we write test before code. But in the book, we can get information about other parts of the process. First of point, I would say it's navigation map. I will describe why it's important. Also, we know test first, assert first, and fail first. And when we do all the steps, we will have this loop red-green refactoring. Let's try each of our points and discuss about it. Navigation map. When you start to working with some task, you make a decomposition of big task to smallest one pieces and try to understand what you should do, what steps you should do to implement the task. For my opinion, it's most important part of the TDD. It's I would say it's an art of development here. If you skip this and start working with code without understanding what you are going to achieve at the end, you can go to the wrong way. Next thing, it's test first, and why we do that, we're going to understand what we going to achieve based on our navigation map in our small piece, and write test before writing anything else. When we made our test, we can go to the next step and focus on our API and understand what we are going to do. It's assertion first, assert first. We should write our calls, function calls, or classes, or something like that, and make assertion what we are going to have on the input and what we are going to achieve at the end. On this step, we should we should understand what kind of API we are going to achieve in the code, and so here we shouldn't skip this step as well. Next one thing, it's fail first. When you write the test and write assertion and start your test, you should understand that your system can be in failed state as well. And after that, you can read error message and fix errors what you have in the error message. And I would say you can switch off your brain and just follow messages in your console, or just follow error messages and fix it. For example, here you can see that we have no method named sum, and after that I implemented it. I have information about arguments, and I should implement these arguments as well. And here I should implement logic of my method, and after that my tests are passed. So if we follow these things, we will have this red-green refactoring. Red, our tests are broken. Green, our tests passed. And refactor, we improve our code and improve our tests. So let's discuss why we need it. When you do these simple things, you build the bridge between task and implementation, between your initial business tasks and your code. When you follow rules provided by TDD, you improve your code, you make a good documentation and very useful documentation for your code, and this documentation needed every time when you try to make changes and run tests. Can say what happened and is it right behavior or not. And it's really very useful documentation. And of course, you can make easy refactoring. You don't need to write extra code. Your code more clear and understandable. And as a result, you will have your performance, development performance increase, cost of the system reduce. You will your technical depths in manageable state, and it's really useful and good tool for developer. Just for a simple step what you should do, make your development process more easier. So why I make first point bold? Because if we are talking about AI and ChatGPT, Copilot, or tools like that, we are keep in mind that we are going to improve performance of our development. We are going to delegate to AI tools of some part of our work in development, and as we can see, we have the same aim in TDD and in AI tools. That's why idea was make it together, AI improvement from AI side and improvement from TDD side. So I don't know, are you here? This? Okay. No sound, but I will share this video. It's from Google presentation, and everything what you can hear here, it's AI, generative AI. But anyway, let's try to do some task with AI and with TDD. If we are going to talk about TDD, first thing to improve your TDD skills, it's TDD katas. And probably first one TDD kata, it's string calculator. It's pretty simple task when you have string with some numbers in string, you should summarize these numbers and return a result as a number. Let's start with first step. This task divided by steps, and I'm going to implement it together with you and start with first one step. We have string, and this string can include one number, zero numbers, or two numbers. And I should implement function add to implement this step. What I have from environment perspective, I have configured just test runner, and that's it. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to copy this text and go to ChatGPT and try to discuss with ChatGPT in TDD manner. So software in oh. First thing what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to make the composition of this task, and I'm trying to ask ChatGPT to make this decomposition to make navigation map. Also, I'm going to highlight that I have already configured jest, and I have environment to run tests. Let's try. I have sometimes it's unpredictable. Okay. I'm going to stop and just ask about navigation map. Okay. So looks like we should focus on context and make more clear prompt to ChatGPT to get a list of subtasks. Probably I'm trying to make one more prompt, something like this. So as you can see, ChatGPT have different meaning about navigation map, and I would like to write my own navigation map and ask ChatGPT to follow it. I have a couple of examples how to use how to write navigation map for the task. And first of all, it's this one. If I have empty string, then I will have 0. If I have a number, I will receive number, and in case of 2 numbers, I will have sum of the numbers. Okay, sounds good. So in this case, you can see that ChatGPT it's just a mathematics algorithm, and you should understand task better than ChatGPT and make this sort of decomposition to get better results at the end. So now we have a navigation map with my steps, and I'm going to write tests, to ask ChatGPT to write tests first. Could you please tests for first point? Excellent. Also, I can point that I have different file names. In our case, I have this one for test and this one for code. Let me ask. Okay. Let's paste it and try to run the tests. Yeah, I have two failed tests and not a function. I have two variants to discuss with ChatGPT. I can copy this error and ask to fix it. Okay. And the second variant, I should ask, I can ask to implement the task. Let's run it. Excellent, our tests are passed. Let's move to the next one. To be honest, in our navigation map or in our tasks, we have no information about empty things around the number, but ChatGPT thinks that it's our requirements and try to test it as well. Anyway, let's follow it. Yeah, we have 3 errors, and code. Yes, please. Should be polite with ChatGPT. No. Just implement second step. Tests are green. Sometimes you can tell ChatGPT that you need just code and try to speed up this process. Okay. Let's try to. Excellent. All of my tests are passed. So please write the tests for the last one step in So we have test, and here we can see tests for numbers, for decimal numbers, and for numbers with spaces. let's copy it and add it to our environment and try to run it. So we have 3 failed tests. Excellent. I think it's done. Yeah, everything works fine. Let's ask ChatGPT about refactoring. So ChatGPT know about string calculator kata and know about next steps, how will task how this task will change. Okay, sounds interesting from grouping our tests in separate groups. Yeah, we can follow it and make our tests more clear as well. Let me back to presentation and talk about our feedback from the development process. We touched this task and try to make decomposition, and after that try to implement it. ChatGPT didn't do the decomposition well, and I suggest to use this one navigation map to implement this task. If we are talking about navigation maps, we can talk about two variants, two kind of navigation maps. First one, when we try to check input data and output data. But a second one type of navigation map, when we try to deep dive into the task and analyze data flow and may make something like actions for our code and implement it in code. So this one is a second one navigation map. Sorry for. And let's try to ask ChatGPT use this one navigation map to implement this task. When we use a navigation map like that, at the start, we should think more about our actions and probably in this case, you will have something like art of development. ChatGPT tried to implement it right now. As you can see, ChatGPT don't use TDD and write code first, and after that cover it with tests. So as I understand, we have just 3 minutes left, and I think it's a time for questions. So let's continue with our code and tests. I can see some questions here. Why do you not ask ChatGPT for a solution in specific language? I use one chat, and in the chat, ChatGPT save context and use context. I shouldn't repeat every time what I'm going to achieve at the end.
Andrei, thank you a lot. While you're doing this, and also you sparked some negotiation inside the chat, how we should use ChatGPT. My question, I have a question. You said
Okay.
that you still need to understand the task better than ChatGPT. That's mean that we still need it to make a professional. What do you think? Should we start understanding how to use ChatGPT and what are the pros and cons? Is it time right now to start exploring it?
So yeah, we still need it, and we should understand what we are going to achieve at the end. We should can make decomposition, and we should some of our decision can be provided by ChatGPT, and we should do that. I'm not sure that I have a really clear answer for your question. I think when we're talking about something like art, we shouldn't replace people and use just algorithms. We should replace, we should use AI for some routine tasks. And writing the code, it can be routine task, but make a good decomposition of our initial tasks. It should be it should made by people. So
looks promising, and the future is now. Thank you, Andrei.
Thank you.
And I'm passing the word to Pavel and the next speaker.